Welcome to Smackdown Live, ladies and gentlemen. This was a show that I can honestly say had the most funniest thing I've seen in a while. And it had some things in it I did not like. But this show was pretty funny for the segment that I'll talk last. And it had one of the things that made me very happy. For anyone else, they wouldn't care. But for me, I do care. Let's talk about the ending of the show when it came to the Wyatts versus Kane and Randy Orton. I know a lot of people going to say, look, Bray Wyatt won. You should be happy. No, I'm not. Because it took Luke Harper to help him. And I'm going to say this now, and I'm going to mean this. And I know if the Lex Man ever saw my videos, I know he's not going to look at me because I'm very small. And I would be honored if he did. He's a big YouTuber that really works hard and he shows good content. I do respect him. But under the situation, he loves Bray Wyatt and believes he should be in the main title scene. And at this moment in time, he does not deserve it to be. He does not deserve it to, I keep botching because I don't want to say it, but I have to. He does not deserve to be in the main title scene anymore. For the simple fact is this. Every time when Bray Wyatt is on his own, for when he went from John Cena, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, he did a little bit of Seth Rollins, but it was very brief. Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, counting Kane and counting The Undertaker, when he's by himself, he is buried. When he's teamed up with Erick Rowan, Luke Harper, Braun Strowman, he wins. So when it comes down to it, no matter how much you guys don't want to hear it, Bray Wyatt must be from now on a tag team specialist and go for the tag titles. I don't know why they haven't done this. Why Bray has not been allowed to have any goal whatsoever. Make him with Luke Harper because Erick Rowan's out. He's hurt. Let Erick break away from this. Let this feud be over. Let this be over now. Even though he won, I wish they would just end this between Randy Orton and Kane and let them go into the main title scene, destroy everyone. The Wyatts have already destroyed the Usos a long time ago. They did. They can destroy the Ascension. They can destroy the Vaudevillains. They can destroy the Hype Bros. They can destroy, literally, the odd couple of Rhino and Heath Slater. I really like Heath Slater and I like Rhino. But at this moment in time, the only ones that make the best sense as tag champs is the Wyatts. They're the most strongest ones that can show fear. And they never capitalized on it. Now, I believe that Erick Rowan and Luke Harper did get the belts maybe once. I don't even remember. As far as I remember, I don't think they did. But it's a possibility they did once. I'm not even sure. As far as I remember, it was the Shield that had the titles. And they had the U.S. title on top of that. That's what I remember. Unless I'm forgetting something. Let him be a tag specialist. That's it. And that's what I'm going to keep saying from now on. Bray Wyatt, tag specialist. Forget about him being a singles competitor for about a year. If he wins the titles in this year, let him hold it for 9 months or 6 months and then drop it and become a singles competitor. That's just me. Next, Dolph Ziggler's segment with The Miz and the Spirit Squad and Rhino and Heath Slater. Heath Slater saving his butt after the Spirit Squad and The Miz beat him up after the Dolph Ziggler wins. This is my thing I oppose to you guys. I know everyone's happy to see Dolph as a winner. I know everyone's enjoying it and the cheering for him as IC champ is really great. But I'm seeing this from a long-term perspective for Nick. And I keep forgetting his name, his last name. But I'm saying this for Dolph. Where does this actually get him? I know that you can get relevance even in the mid-card title scene. But this is the problem with Dolph. He does not stay relevant in the mid-card title scene. He'll have a feud with someone, and then when it seems like he's getting great momentum, and you could do something more with him, they drop him every time. They dropped him before with Chris Jericho. When this was the second time, understand, this is the second time he put his career on the line. The first one was with Chris Jericho over a contract. I think it was 2013 or 14. He tried this once before. And he won. So this is the second time he's done this. The second time, not the first. But every time when it seems like they're going to do something with him, they drop him. So I'm asking you this, guys. When you look at this segment with The Miz and Dolph Ziggler, The Miz said this 100% honestly. As much as you believe this is a work, I'm being honest, this really felt like a shoot. Because the title of the IC Championship has had actual relevance with The Miz because he is the best heel they have. There are two heels in the company that they have that are good. The best. That's The Miz and Chris Jericho. No matter how you play it, maybe you'll say Kevin Owens is a great heel. No. A true heel that can make things work has always been Chris, and it's been The Miz. It's been like that for about 5 or 6 years now. No more than that. 7 or 8 years by this now. At least that amount of time, The Miz has been consistent as one of the best top heels the WWE's produced in about a decade. He's been really hot for the last 8 years. I'm kind of going a little bit, I say 7 to 8 years, he's been always very hot and relevant. Since about 2009 to 2008 is when he really began to make real headway as a heel. And I see Dolph, I don't see anything. Miz is not going to raise Dolph. Miz is going to rise. Dolph is not. Unless they really give him a shot at the world title and he wins it and holds it more than a week. That's the only time I will say I'm glad. Now we'll see what he can do as a main title player. As a main event wrestler. Because he's never been one. And I'm saying this clearly. I know I've dragged this out. I'm saying this very clearly. If he doesn't win the world title by December of this year, I'm going to keep saying it next year. Dolph, it's time to leave. Leave. Not because I hate him like the Sleg Daddy who did that video saying a tribute to him. I'm saying it truthfully. If he truly loves wrestling, he needs to leave. Who cares about the fucking money? If you love wrestling, go to TNA, go to ROH, go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. You get less money, but hell, you made a couple of million a year. Leave. That's what I'm moving on. We got the Ascension staring at the Hype Bros. Why? I mean, the new paint, what is it, on Victor? No, it was Connor who had a new paint job. Looks okay, but what does it really give us? They really done nothing to the Ascension. They barely shown any footage in the pre-show if there was something going on with the Ascension. They barely done any promo segments with the Ascension. Never showed them even beating anybody up. So, why? Now, Jimmy Uso versus Chad Gable. I'm upset about this. The Usos did a segment on the pre-show. I did actually see it. And I saw that segment. And here's the problem. They've jobbed. And they've jobbed. Yeah, they beat some people up, but they jobbed twice. And yes, Jimmy managed to win because Jay put his feet on his butt to keep him from being kicked out. And that's a good thing for the heels. But I wish they had not gone into the main title scene twice and jobbed twice to the odd couple of Rhino and Heath Slater. This would have been better if they had not jobbed to the champs twice. Because this really demeans them. That they have to cheat like that. I want to see them as heels that will destroy you. What they were doing before was taking legs out. They were literally knocking people's legs out to try to mess them up so they could never wrestle. I enjoyed that. That showed they were heels that would kick your ass. They didn't need to go to underhanded tactics. And with the alphas, they did. That makes them look weak. I'm just being honest. And I'm hoping that's the last time, but I have a feeling it's going to be the next. Next. What is it? Oh yeah, Shane and Bryan made a declaration of war to Raw. Hey, Survivor Series is coming up. Let's do something here. Let's have a 5-on-5. 5-on-5 regular wrestlers and a traditional Survivor Series elimination match. Let's do another one. 5-on-5 tag teams. 5 from our side, 5 from your side. Elimination. Then the women. The same thing. 5-on-5 elimination. I haven't seen traditional matches like that in maybe 2 or 3 years. Interesting. I'm actually intrigued to see this. It's going to depend on how the tag teams on both sides are going to be structured, because the Usos don't look so good. The Hype Bros look okay. The Ascension doesn't look so good. New Day looks alright. You've got Enzo Amore and Big Cass look alright. So now you got Neville and who else is Sami Zayn. They don't look so bad. So if they have a month and a half to start building these tag teams up and make them look decent, then this could be alright. If they start making them job like crazy to each other, it's going to look stupid. That's just how I feel. The second to last thing I'm going to talk about, if I forget anything, I'm sorry. Naomi versus Carmella. I got freaking upset because I saw Carmella and I thought, oh no, they're not going to make Naomi job here. She just won on a pay-per-view. I'm going to say this, ladies and gentlemen. This is also for Brittany Johnson, the nice lady I did the booking the fan for. And oh, just a side note, in booking the fan, I didn't say that you would wear the garb for the graduate for forever. I should have said that. You would have gotten rid of it after a while. You wouldn't need it. But anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, Vince Russo did a video, and I may actually connect it with this one so you can look at it. It was for No Mercy. He had Matt Morgan with him and another guy I don't recognize. I'm sorry. I don't keep up with every YouTuber who does reviewing of wrestling. I'm just not like that. If I do too much of that, I get turned off. But the podcast was pretty good. I think it was Wrestling NC. If you guys know it, you can tell me if you like it or not in the comment below. But they talked about No Mercy, and Vince Russo, I think about 32 minutes to 33 minutes into the video, when they came up to Naomi versus Alundra Bliss, he said this. Of course, Matt Morgan was honest. Alundra Bliss should have been built up. And in this case, Alundra Bliss needs to be built up so she can go up against Becky Lynch. I understand that. But for me personally, taking that away, I want to see Naomi get the respect she deserves. And it's Vince Russo himself on that podcast that I will leave the link to. He said that Naomi is one of the most underrated female wrestlers he's ever seen. He said it himself, if this was Naomi going to TNA, she would already been champion. Vince freaking Russo just said that. And I'm telling you, Brittany, like I said, 2017, if nothing goes on, I'm going to start stating that she needs to go to TNA, because if Vince Russo believes that she's incredible, that she has incredible talent and could actually be a knockout champion, this means that she is that good. And I was happy at No Mercy, and I was happy here. Yes, I know you guys are not happy to see Naomi win, but Naomi deserves to win. And I know Deluxe Man himself also said, I don't understand why she won. Maybe it's to drag this out for Alundra Bliss to have something to do until November. I understand that. But let's be honest, and if Deluxe Man hears this, dude, I understand what you're saying. I understand Alundra needs wins, but Naomi is the most underutilized wrestler. Tell me in recent history has she won a match on a pay-per-view, or hell, by herself on either Smackdown or Raw in the last 9 months? She hasn't. She's barely won anything. Anytime when she has, she's always had to job the next time on the next show. So, what is the point? She deserves this. And that's the reason I'm happy. Also, Nikki Bella did get back at Carmella, which is honestly the stronger feud between Alundra Bliss and Becky Lynch. I'm sorry. I'm not a big Nikki Bella fan. I don't care about Total Bellas. I'm not going to watch it. The only reason I watched Total Divas was for Naomi and Natalya. That was it. So I'm not going to watch that crap. But I am going to say that she's a decent wrestler. She has improved herself. Carmella is a good wrestler. There's no doubting it. As a heel, she's way better than she was as a face. I am more interested in her as a heel. And this feud is better than the other one. Now I'm going to move on to the one thing that I really enjoyed next to Naomi winning. The one thing I loved. It was like midget wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. This was like freaking midget wrestling. I'm not against people who are little people. That's what they call it. Midget wrestling. That's what it's called. I'm calling for what it is. And this felt like a midget wrestling match. I know Dean Ambrose didn't do a great job of making it really funny, but he made it funny enough that this was the highlight of the show. This was the best match of the night. This was the most funniest match of the night. This is the reason why I still love wrestling, because they can go from doing technical wrestling, doing drama, doing intrigue, doing destruction, and then they can do this. This was freaking funny. James, what was his name? James, Learworth or something? I can't even remember his name. I don't care what his name was. James, he ran around like a little girl flailing his arms over the place. He did a great job. I enjoyed this segment. You got AJ in the opening sounding good. Dean coming out, then Daniel Bryan coming out saying that you have to do this match because you wanted it. Fine. It was so funny. It made me laugh every single time, especially when AJ hit the floor and got angry and said, "What the hell?" And Dean says, "I don't know." It was a stupid segment, but it was still a funny segment. And this was the highlight of the show. It wasn't a great show. It was a good show. Solid good show. But it wasn't great. But that segment made it feel very good. For me personally, it made it feel very good. But if I got to rate it fairly, it was a good, solid show. But it wasn't an incredible show. They don't really have any pay-per-views right now to build into. So now they're going to go slowly, I hope. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below, and I hope you enjoyed the Zane review. Please give me a comment below. I will get my TNA review done. As usual, it will be coming out on a Saturday. Have a good day. Have a good night. And Brittany Johnson, Naomi won again. Our baby won again. Don't worry. She's going to keep winning. Just like you are the scholar of the WWE. She is Naomi the Dark Knight. She's going to kick everybody's ass, and she's going to be champ. Have a good day. Have a good night.